adjustments and stuff, and then we
Sounds
can start
perfect. I'm going to go live, and then we could get going. Hello, welcome to WCBN's coverage of Michigan volleyball coming your way. We have the 12-8 Michigan Wolverines are facing off against the Iowa Hawkeyes in this Big Ten matchup. Michigan is looking to rebound after a tough loss yesterday. I'm Adam Bressler, joined by Nabeel Baig. How are you doing, Nabeel? I know you were at last night's game, so you have some insight in Michigan's volleyball's previous match.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Michigan played a real close first set with Ohio State, who's number 9 in the nation. And this matchup tonight is not nearly as high profile, with Iowa only having 3 wins on the year.
3 wins on the year, only one of them in the Big Ten, which actually came yesterday against Michigan State.
And so, you know, it's a big moment for this Michigan team to bounce back against a team that they should win. However, you know, nothing in the Big Ten is taken for granted. So we've got to see what will Mark Rosen dial up today. And Michigan was close in that first set, just couldn't pull away again in the next 2 sets. And so here we are, Saturday night, Halloween at Cliff Keen.
Yes.
And we are excited.
We do see a handful of fans dressed up. I wonder if that's like supposed to be a hippie or if maybe that's just her personality. In the stands, I see someone dressed as a bunny, someone wearing cat ears. So we have a handful of costumes. I think I see a Harry Potter out there too. So yeah, a bit of spirit, if I had to guess, probably about a couple hundred fans smacked into Keene Arena. Mixture of parents, families, students, staff, and faculty as Michigan looks to kick off this game, or tip this off rather, in the very first set against the Hawkeyes. A win tonight would be huge, 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 huge for the future of this program going forward. I think I speak for both of us. Without a win tonight, I don't think Michigan has much of a future in the NCAA postseason for volleyball.
For sure. You would be correct in that assumption.
So with that, Iowa is going to begin. It's an over to the back, put in by Grant. Smacked over, just barely goes out of bounds. We had Jess Robinson just unable to land it, and it tipped off the net. So Iowa takes a quick lead as the ball returns to number 12, Ortega, who goes to serve it for the Hawkeyes. Another light one to the back row, tipped on up, set, and we got a smack, and that one goes out to the back corner and unable to be wrangled in by the Hawkeyes libero Hinkle. And with that, Michigan evens it up at 1. Beautiful play by Pertovsky.
Yeah, great play. Pertovsky played really well yesterday, except on her serving. So we'll see if she can do better today. However, Merzik serves for Michigan.
Yeah, Merzik hits it over right to the libero, unable to set it, and Michigan gets another point there.
Yeah, service ace for Jess Merzik off that left side. So far, serving's already better than yesterday for the Wolverines.
Yes, exactly. Merzik's going to go and serve again. This one's to the back corner, diving, spiked by Robinson, putting it back on the Hawkeye side. This one's to the back row, up to Merzik, unable to wrangle it in, and it's going to be tied at 2.
Yeah, great play so far by Iowa to keep themselves in this match. They've done pretty well on the defensive side, getting the ball back in play off of some Michigan kill attempts.
Absolutely. Schmidt's going to serve for the Hawkeyes to the back row, set by Merzik, and a smackdown by Paige Jones, immediately blocked by the Hawkeyes. Set up by Grant. Jones spikes it to the libero on the Hawkeyes, and this one is going to be back on the Wolverine side. Smacked up. Pertovsky tries for a kill, unable to land it, and Iowa gets under it and returns it up in the air once again. Paige Jones smacks it and finally gets the kill off the hands of the libero Hinkle. And it seems like Hinkle might be where Michigan's aiming. All 3 of their points have come at her hands. Just she has been unable to wrangle it in. So Michigan leads 3-2 as Grant goes to serve. Right to Hinkle in the back row. Set, and this is going to be a smack, and it hits off the net, and it's going to be a point for Iowa. Just Michigan unable, a block attempt, just unable to put it over.
Yeah.
We had Pertovsky went on up for it. Got another serve from Hinkle. And this one hits the net, so it's going to be 4-3 Michigan. Back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah. Much like how yesterday was in that first set. Michigan not able to pull ahead so far in this game, though they have had the opportunities to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. So now it's going to be Pertovsky goes to serve. Hard hit to the back row, bopped up by Iowa, and that's going to be a beautiful kill by Amaya Jones. Just
Beautiful
found the
play.
open real estate.
Yeah. Beautiful play by Amaya Jones there. And Iowa's back in this match.
Yeah, Michigan, they get some great points, but just unable to make a run of it. Just like that, it goes back to Hansen. Goes to serve. That one goes to Michigan's back row. Unable to tip it over is Scotty Johnson was at the front line for the Wolverines.
Yeah, great play by Andy Vanderweide to just kind of push it over onto Scotty Johnson.
Just not much you could do after that. Got another serve. This one once again to the back row for the Wolverines. So Murray set up. Murzik tries for the kill, unable to succeed. And this one tips off the net over to Michigan's side, just barely set. Paige Jones with the kill. Diving is the libero on Iowa. Now Michigan gets it back. And this one finally lands. Took some back and forth. Scotty Johnson finally able to hit it down.
Yeah, great play by Scotty Johnson. Kind of taking things in her own hand and just pushing things over. However, Michigan is playing a little bit sloppy today to start off this match.
It is 5-5. We got Paige Jones going to serve. High in the air as she always does. Hard hit. Hits off the net. And that is the first service error we've seen all night from either team.
Well, you know, Paige Jones really doesn't have that high risk, high reward serve as we've come to know and love. But we'll see if she can get that on track today.
This is a light serve now from the Hawkeyes set. And a smack by Jones. They say it's inbound, so Michigan gets it. It was right on the line in the back row. Iowa almost wanted to let it go out, expecting it to land out, but just barely hit in, and to the benefit of the Wolverines.
Yeah, and close enough. And it looked like it was tipped also, so if it was tipped out, then it would have been Michigan's point anyways.
Brooke Humphrey goes to serve, the service specialist. With sets it, another smack. Tips off the net and finally lands it. Amaya Jones, that's her second kill of the afternoon.
SS Brooke Humphrey, short-lived stay in the waters of the floor.
Yeah. She comes in for the serve, then goes immediately out after the opponent wins a point. We got a light serve from the Hawkeyes, set up by Murzik, goes for the kill. Diving under is the libero, and now Michigan, Paige Jones gets it high in the air. Murzik spikes it and a little bit too far to the left.
Yeah, and Iowa's opened up a 2-point lead here. 8-6 early on in the first set.
This is the biggest lead for either team, and it's only 2 points. It's been 1-1 and 1-1. Another serve from Iowa. Set up by Johnson. This goes to the back row, unable to wrangle it in is Amaya Jones. And Jess Robinson gets the kill on that one.
Yeah, great play by Michigan to sort of set up Jess Robinson on that right side.
And now it's going to be, we're having number 4 for Michigan. Scotty Johnson's going to go and serve. First time to the service line for her this afternoon. Evening, rather.
Close enough to afternoon.
I guess. It's dusk. To the back row, beautiful block, however, just barely goes out of bounds. Pertovsky gets her hands up, just literally an inch or two to the left that would have gone in.
Yeah, great play for Pertovsky getting her hand up there. She's gotten 2 blocks at the net that have both landed out. So we'll look to see.
And it's a 2-point game, so that's the difference right there. Iowa serves. Murzik gets under it, set, and back to Murzik, spikes it, hits off the hand of Iowa's blocker. And it's going to be a point for Michigan, 8-9, back within 1.
Yeah, there's a ton of misdirection over when Scotty Johnson or Hannah Grant sets the ball up in the air, and Jess Mercer came from the back side of that.
Exactly. Speaking of Merzick, she goes and serves. Iowa sets it. Light tap, and that's misdirection you love to see. Adina Schmidt fakes like she's going to smack it, gets Michigan's front line to jump, and just barely taps it over. And with that, Iowa takes a 10-8 lead in this first set. Hard serve to the back row. Merzick under it, set up by Johnson, smacked by Paige Jones. Barely saved by the Hawkeyes, back over to Michigan. Pertovsky gets under it, goes for the kill attempt, unable to do it. Set up another kill attempt and blocked by Iowa. Back under Paige Jones. This one to the back row. Just barely goes over, and beautiful set by Pertovsky. Just taps it on over the net. I hate to say a kill because it wasn't a smack, but it did the job. And Iowa was expecting a smack, and just that was all that was needed.
A kill is a kill no matter what it looks like.
You're totally right. Grant goes for the serve for the Wolverines. It's 9-10. Iowa smacks it to the back corner. Ooh. And that's going to be a quick point for the Hawkeyes. Looks like maybe Paige Jones went for a set and just had too much umph on it. Barely skimpered over the net to Iowa's side.
Yeah, and these early points are kind of indicative that Iowa came to play here after winning their previous match yesterday against Michigan State. So they're looking to beat both Michigan teams right here.
Yeah, and this would be huge for the Hawkeyes as Michigan gets another point from some misdirection. Seems like the team with the most misdirection oftentimes wins.
Yeah.
It's 10-11 as we got Pertovsky going to the back row. Her first time serving, she hit it off the net.
Yeah, and Pertovsky also has done really well at the net so far, but as she hits it into the net.
So just as I said that, I feel like I jinxed it as a broadcaster. Pertovsky once again served it and it hit the net, so it's going to be 10-12 as Michigan is down by 2 against the Hawkeyes. As you were saying, Hawkeyes looking to sweep both Michigan teams in the Big Ten. So we got a serve from a split back to Grant. Grant up to Johnson. Smacked by Merzick. Beautiful kill. Unable to do anything about it as Jenna split in the back row, and Michigan brings it back within 1.
Yeah, what a kill there.
This game is so back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah. And as you come to expect, almost all Michigan games.
Yes.
They very rarely get blown out in each set, but
Paige Jones goes for a high serve, smacks, gets it over to the libero in Iowa. Set, and that's back to Hannah Grant on Wolverine side. Set by Johnson, smacked by Jones, and they're saying it's in! Michigan with the beautiful kill.
What a play by
just
Paige
barely
Jones.
grazed the line.
Great play to get that corner of the Iowa of the Iowa end, actually.
Absolutely, and that's going to send, I believe that's Michigan's first .1 while they were serving this game. Tied at 12. Paige Jones serves it again back to the libero to Hinkle, and that one tips off Hannah Grant and goes out of bounds, so that'll be a point for Iowa.
That looked really close. The official was right on it, though, and she did say that it was in. However, going back to that, Michigan has not won many points off their own serve this evening, and that's a big point.
Served by Iowa to Hannah Grant. Set, spiked by Paige Jones. Another kill. Paige Jones seems to be singling out Jenna Split for the Hawkeyes. The 2 most recent kills were both directed right at her, and the pure speed just unable to wrangle it in.
Yeah.
And I wonder if maybe Iowa's coach noticed that, because we got Vicki Brown just took her out. Jenna Split. Served by Michigan. Bit low set, but handled in by the Hawkeyes. Back to Jones. Jones to Merzick with the kill attempt. Attempted block, unable to get it over, and Michigan gets that point right there.
And Michigan's back in front, 14-13. Quick turnaround there, 3 straight points.
I believe this is Michigan's first time leading since it was 5-6.
Yeah, 3 out of the last 4 points.
Brooke Humphrey, the service specialist, comes back in to the back row. Iowa sets it, goes for a kill, and it's too far. Michigan wins again, and it seems like they finally got their stride. 15-13. Let me see. We got Iowa calling the first timeout from either team.
Vicki Brown, the head coach in her 3rd year, takes a timeout.
We got 15-13 right now. And this is a 3-0 run for the Wolverines. Longest run for either team. It's funny to think like that. And it's the biggest lead for the Wolverines all evening.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, Iowa's not a bad team. Iowa's a team in a tough conference that's had a tough time winning games. Their 3 wins have come against their rival Iowa State, I'm assuming, as well as Incarnate Word, the college from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and just yesterday against Michigan State and East Lansing. And so, you know, they've gotten swept in every single one of their Big Ten matches except against Northwestern and Nebraska. And against Illinois. And Illinois actually is a team very comparable to a Michigan team. So Iowa took Illinois to 5 sets, and Illinois did end up winning that match. However, Iowa shows that they can hang with a team like Illinois, who's very similar to a team like Michigan. So we'll see what Vicki Brown dialed up after that timeout. She's trying to stop this run of sorts. Michigan winning 4 out of the last 5.
We got a 3-0 at the hands of the service specialist, Brooke Humphrey. Back row to the libero, just barely too much, and that's easy for Michigan to win. Jess Robinson just tips it on down. It was supposed to be a pass to the front row of the Hawkeyes.
Yeah.
And just had too much oomph on it, and it gave Jess Robinson an easy opportunity almost to, like, dunk it on down.
Yeah, great tip there without hitting the net by Jess Robinson, too. Oh.
Yes. And that's a lucky break for the Wolverines. You don't see that too often. Yeah. Brooke Humphreys serves, and it tips off the net, but then goes on to Iowa's side. They had nothing to do, nothing they could do there.
Service ace, second of the game for Michigan.
17-13 as Humphreys goes to serve again. This one's to the back row. Diving to get it is the libero. We got a light tap. Michigan blocks it, but put back on the Michigan side by Iowa. Set. Ooh. We got a spike and a kill. Beautiful play by Jess Robinson. It's
right
going to be
18-13,
yeah.
Right at the legs of Vanderwide. Just couldn't get down low enough, and Jess Robinson put it right in the middle of everyone.
We got another serve. 6-0 scoring run for the Wolverines. This one, Iowa tries to handle it. Sets it. Kill attempt way too far from number 20 on the Hawkeyes. Schmidt, and just way too much on it. Michigan takes it.
Michigan's blown this one open right in this first set, 19-13. Now Vicki Brown calls timeout again.
And Iowa takes their second timeout already of the afternoon. And that is very interesting. As you see them burning both. This run has been key for the Wolverines, and despite calling a timeout earlier, it just did nothing to stop Michigan's momentum. They went into the timeout with a 3-0 run, winning 4 of their most recent 5, and then they continued with a 4-0 run after the timeout. So if anything, it helped Michigan.
Yeah, for sure. And so, I mean, this game has gone by rather quickly, 16 minutes in, and we're almost at 6 points away from a first set victory for Michigan. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, first set victory would be key, especially shaking off yesterday's match. Michigan unable to win, despite I believe the first set went to 33-31.
It was a long first set.
Long tiebreaker.
But Michigan had 4 chances to win that set, and all 4 ended in service errors.
And it returns, return to Brooke Humphreys, going to serve, looking to continue her streak. To the back row, Iowa gets under. It's number 10, Hinkle. Taps it on over, and I believe they said Michigan touched the net.
Net violation by Michigan down low.
Gonna be on Scotty Johnson. So Michigan's run is only killed by their own error.
Yep. And something we've seen quite a bit this season, honestly, from Michigan.
Got served in the back row by Jones. Hawkeyes
wow.
goes, and we got a kill by Scotty Johnson. So just shaking, or excuse me, Murzik. And Murzik able to get the momentum back to the Wolverines, shaking off that penalty. And Michigan's within 5 points.
Great play by Jess Murzik.
Absolutely. This streak just keeps going. It's a 7-1, 8-2 scoring run right now. Scotty Johnson serves pretty hard to the back row, put up in the air set, and we got a light tap. Michigan, Hannah Grant dives to get under it. Murzik goes for the kill, barely able to get under Tinkle, and that one lands in bounds, or out of bounds, pardon me. And that's going to be a Michigan point.
Yeah, really close there from Iowa, trying to get it right past Hannah Grant, but Hannah Grant wisely decides not to touch it.
It looked awfully close from up here. I thought it landed in. Got the serve from Scotty Johnson, 21-14. Set and a tap over.
Oh, what a tap.
And that was beautiful, just right in between 5 separate Wolverines. Hannah Grant dives for it, but ends up touching it, but can't really do anything with it.
Yeah. And they'll take those easy points, Iowa, all day. They don't want to get into a sparring match with this Wolverine front three. They'd much rather get these easy points.
Who wouldn't? Serve to the back row. Set up, and Pertovsky goes for the kill. Hinkle gets under it. And this one is blocked beautifully by Murzik. And that's going to be another point, 22-15, just 3 points away from winning this set.
Yeah, what a block there by Jess Murzik and Jess Robinson. The two
Jesses. Yes, the Jessicas.
Yeah.
And now one of the Jesses, Murzik, goes to serve from the back row. Swims right to the corner, but Iowa gets under it. Smacks,
what a block.
And beautifully blocked by Pertovsky. It looked just like a brick wall. It hit right off of it. Wow, 23-15, Michigan keeps rolling. This is exactly the momentum you want to see after yesterday's tough loss.
Absolutely.
We got another serve from Michigan's Murzik. Sets it, not enough. I feel like maybe some miscommunication here. It
a
looked
little
like
bit of a mishit there by Vanderwide.
Looks like she was almost setting it, but that was the third hit, so I don't know what was going on. 24-15, every Michigan fan in Cliff Keen Arena is on their feet. Looking to end this first set. We got a serve to the back row. Michigan gets it, and
play.
Iowa salvages the point. Beautiful play.
Great play by Hannah Clayton, the third highest attacking specialist on this Iowa team, with the third most kills on the team. She's been great for them.
Serve to Michigan's back row. Murzik up to Johnson. Paige Jones hits it, and that's all she wrote. Past the diving Adina Schmidt. Iowa could do nothing after that, and that leads Michigan into the first intermission up 1-0. 25-16 is the final score in that first one.
Yeah, great play by Michigan. So far in that first set, they were easily able to handle everything Iowa offered from the half point of that set on. And Michigan, in commanding fashion, in 20 minutes takes the first set.
Wow, at this rate, we'll be over in no time.
And we can get to be sulking after that Michigan loss.
Yes, I don't know about the listeners, but I have some plans tonight to maybe forget about that game.
Well, we'll look to see.
Wow, after tonight's game,
trick-or-treating.
Any fan in a costume is able to trick-or-treat on the court with the players. Wow. That sounds really fun. I wish I would have brought a costume. You think I could go as a broadcaster as my costume?
Yeah,
yes, I'm an ESPN broadcaster.
Just keep your headphones on.
Keep my headset on, and I'll keep my polo.
Yeah, you could see. I could see it. I was wondering. I wonder like if these guys actually like trick or treat for fun, like these volleyball players. Because I would still trick or treat.
What's the oldest age you were at when you stopped trick or treating?
It was 8th grade.
8th grade.
Yeah.
So I think I went into 9th grade, but it was around then. It's been a while.
Yeah.
At this point, I just buy candy and just go to a friend's house and
Yeah.
watch like Boo Medea Halloween. Some fun Halloween movies like Ghostbusters, Medea. Not a ton of great Halloween movies. Scary movie, I guess.
In 8th grade, I felt awkward.
Yeah.
I felt awkward ringing doorbells and being like, oh, trick or treat. And
Yeah.
the parents just like looked at you like, oh.
Are you still doing this,
Yeah.
really? But yeah, I felt the same thing. That's why I stopped in 9th grade.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at some point you kind of just have to let it go.
Yes.
And be
Gotta
okay.
lace them up. Or not hang them up, not lace them up.
Opposite of lace.
Opposite of lace them up. You got it.
Yeah. What was that new Mountain Dew flavor we tried?
Oh, it was really good. It was from, let me get the official name, but it was like a blackberry-like flavor.
Blackberry.
And they only sell it at Applebee's. So props to
should-
PepsiCo, props to Applebee's.
You should become a tastemaker for.
I should. It's
Mountain
called
Dew.
Dark Berry Blast.
Oh.
Phenomenal. Recommend it. Go to Applebee's. Thank you, PepsiCo. Thank you, Applebee's. Hashtag not an ad. But I just love it that much. And
I mean,
then
it looked pretty good.
my co-executive director sent me another photo of a new flavor called Mountain Dew Gingerbread Snap. So it's not even
Oh.
Halloween yet. Already stocked the Christmas flavors.
Gingerbread.
I can't
snap.
imagine that's any good.
That
That's probably
sounds-
worse than.
That sounds really bad.
Yes, but maybe we'll do that as a WCBN event. Do a blind Mountain Dew taste test.
I would. Yeah, that'd be actually really fun.
Want
I
to do
would
that
mess
after a
up.
meeting one day?
Yeah, I would do it with you. Even though I'd get all of them wrong.
I'd get them all
If
right.
anyone gets more than you,
They get executive director.
Yeah,
it's
then
that simple.
obviously.
It's like, okay, you're now the
Obviously, for
executive
sure.
director.
here we go. Start the second. Jess Merzick serves. Iowa handles. And Iowa just kind of taps it over. Michigan's scrambling to get the ball back on the Iowa side, and Merzick does just that. Hinkle over to Iowa, and a kill attempt by Hannah Clayton, mishandled by Jess Merzick on the right side, and Iowa gets the first point of this second set.
And that, it didn't end up mattering, but Paige Jones had a beautiful play to save a ball, diving off her back foot just to tip it to a teammate that would have gone out of bounds otherwise. And those things you can't really tell by the box score, but they're difference makers.
Maddie Slagle serves over to Paige Jones. Now kill attempt on the left side this time, and she gets it through the Iowa defense. 1-1 now.
And Paige Jones is really racking up the points for Michigan. She has 6 kills already tonight, and it's just 2 points into the second set.
Kill machine. Hannah Grant serves now for the Wolverines. Hannah Clayton again on her own kill attempt, gets it through, finds the hardwood, and she gives Iowa the lead back. Here we go, back and forth again. She found an open seam that was unoccupied.
Yeah, it's tough. Michigan's usually good at covering the court.
Marie Hinkle serves for Iowa. Scotty Johnson up to Protowski on the right side, and it handled by Iowa. Over now to Courtney Bazario, and she easily gets a kill now for Iowa. First point on their own serve, 3-1.
Iowa's taken a 2-point lead early, but as we saw after last set, I would expect back and forth.
Hinkle serves. Merzick up in the air, too far, handled by Bazario, and she gets an easy kill. 4-1 now Iowa leads. 3-point lead, I think highest of the entire match.
I believe so. And that's a 3-0 run, so it's the biggest run as well for Iowa, too, this match.
Hinkle serves into the corner, right on the line. The official was right there, and she believes that it was right on the line, but Mark Rosen is also right there, and he decides to challenge that call.
That's a gutsy challenge this early in the set, but I think Rosen is pretty confident because both him and his teammate were instantly shaking their head after that call.
It was it was right at the official's feet. And
Yeah.
so she either can look down fast enough to see, or she's just going on her gut call about where she was when that ball landed. Not to toot my own horn, but as a basketball official, sometimes you just kind of guess. and you just are like, well, if it's this, if it's this, and
It's
I'm
all
gonna go
about
with
confidence just
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah.
But I guess when there is an instant replay, coaches like Mark Rosen are able to call your bluff a little bit
Yeah,
and give you that green card.
for sure. And with BTN Plus here giving us camera angles for the officials, we'll look to see what the officials say is the correct call. And Michigan does win that challenge. The ball was indeed out. The official was wrong in her guesstimation, I would say.
So it's going to be into the 3-0 run, and Michigan's going to go and serve now down 4-2. The scoreboard is incorrect.
Yeah, scoreboard is very incorrect, actually.
I'm sure Michigan fans won't be quick to point that out, though.
Yeah. But Vicky Brown will for Iowa. And May Pertovsky now serving for the Wolverines. Let's see if she had a service error earlier this evening, so we'll see if she can get back on track. Pertovsky giving the ball about 10 bounces. Jumps in the air, handled by Iowa. Kill attempt there by Amaya Jones, and it's handled by Michigan. Now just Mersey gets her own attempt, and it is handled by Hinkle. Amaya Jones just taps it over, and Mersey has to tap it back over after Michigan was scrambling there. And now Iowa gets another kill attempt, blocked at the net there by Scotty Johnson. That was Addie Vanderweide, but the ball landed out of bounds. Point Iowa, 5-2.
Yes, Vanderweide did not hit it wide, I guess. And it'll be a 5-2 lead, so back up to 3 points for Iowa.
And in comes Audrey Black for Iowa. Checking out is Bailey Ortega. Serving for Iowa, Jenna Split. Hannah Grant handles it. Over there from Scotty Johnson, up to Jackie Bonney, and it is blocked by Iowa, out of bounds. Point Michigan, 3-5 now.
That's a risk when you go and block it. If you get it, land it right, it's an easy point, but if you miss, nothing your team could do about it.
Paige Jones now, high serve. Over there by Hinkle. Oh, too far over the net, and Jackie Bonney was right there, jumped up and smacked that ball right back down. Point Michigan now within 1.
We haven't seen much of Jackie Bonney. That's only her second kill of the afternoon.
Yeah, she's just starting to play this set. Mark Rosen usually likes to switch out their big men. Serve there by Paige Jones. Too far again. Off the bounce was Maddie Slagle. And Jackie Bonney put it right back down again, standing right there at the net. And that's the advantage of that Paige Jones serve.
Yes, we got that tie game, too. Michigan on a 3-0 run. So after some early struggles, they take control.
Paige Jones now. Patented high throw. Handled by Hinkle. And Iowa gets blocked in the net. Iowa another chance again. Addie Vanderweide blocked back right down on her face. Point Michigan 6-5 now, and their first lead of this set, or their second lead of this second set. However, first lead in the last 8 points.
Absolutely, and Paige Jones just keeps rolling. 4-0 scoring run with her serving.
Great serve by Jones again. Kill attempt there is Amaya Jones, and she lands that ball right at the feet of Kendall Murray, and it is now 6-6.
Amaya Jones leads the Hawkeyes with 5 kills already this evening.
Served by Addie Vanderweide, handled by Murray. Over to Scotty Johnson. Jackie Bonney goes for a kill down the line, too far wide, and Iowa gets the lead right back.
Yeah. That was a good placement, good set, but just a kill, unable to land it in.
Vanderweide serves. Kendall Murray over to Scotty Johnson, just tips it over herself, and net violation called on Scotty Johnson, and point Iowa.
Is that Scotty Johnson's second net violation?
I do believe so.
And I believe that's both net violations for either team this game too, so she's leading the game in that.
Vanderweide serves. Kendall Murray up in the air. Scotty Johnson now pass to Paige Jones. And handled by Vanderweide. Great play by Jenna Split to get over there and cover and Iowa just kind of gets the ball back over. Iowa is trying to scramble and gets the ball back into play. Beautiful play by Iowa. And now wonderful play by Iowa overall. Vicky Brown has to be ecstatic. Michigan had plenty of opportunities to score on that, but Iowa kept in touch with themselves and also were able to get the ball over.
Absolutely.
Vanderwide serves again. Murray, Scotty Johnson, Paige Jones. Tipped there by Jenna Split. And Point Michigan now stopped the bleeding there, 7-9.
That was a 4-0 scoring run, the longest run all evening for the Hawkeyes. So Michigan able to stop that and potentially take the lead back as the serving specialist comes in.
And here comes Brooke Humphrey, standing serve. Hinkle, split, kill attempt there by Clayton, and Iowa gets the ball right back. Kill attempt by Clayton again, and a little off speed. Now Paige Jones does her own off speed play. Hinkle up in the air, split, Clayton. Kendall Murray handles it. Scotty Johnson over now to Jess Robinson right in the center of the floor. Shoves that down on Iowa's side, 8-9.
You gotta love that teamwork by Michigan's two tall blockers. You got Scotty Johnson setting it, Jess Robinson smashing it, and it's now a 1-point game as Brooke Humphrey returns to the line.
Humphrey serves, handled by Iowa. A little tap over by Clayton. Murray up in the air, Paige Jones from the back. Blocked right back down on the Michigan side by Amaya Jones. Beautiful block there by herself.
7 on the night. I guess the two Joneses are tied for the most kills. Paige Jones on the Wolverine and Amaya Jones on the Hawkeyes each have 7 kills today.
Wow. Incredible play there. Amaya Jones now serves. Kendall Murray handles over to Scotty Johnson. Scotty Johnson now just Robinson. Cross court kill and handled by Iowa. Kendall Murray up again. Now blocked to the net by Scotty Johnson, and she gets the ball back into play on Michigan's side. Jess Merzick cross court from the left side. Beautiful play there to just bump it over by Jess Merzick to a place where no one was standing on the Iowa side. And it's now 9-10. Iowa leads. Scotty Johnson serving for the Michigan Wolverines.
Scotty Johnson had some big success in last set from the service line.
Let's see if she can continue that. She serves. Handled by Clayton over to Ortega. And Clayton does get the kill there.
Merzick tried to block it, just unable to angle it properly, and it goes out of bounds on Michigan's side. It is 11-9. Ortega
serves. Hannah Grant up in the air, and Protopsky just has to bump it over after a missed set. Ortega over to Courtney Bazzario, and she gets another kill. She leads the Iowa team with the most kills. And it is now 9-12 as the equipment manager goes and wipes off the floor on the Michigan side.
Love to see those fun instances.
Bailey Ortega, handled by Merzick. Scotty Johnson, Paige Jones ranging in from the back. Beautiful play by Hinkle to get the ball back up. Scotty Johnson up and over. Beautiful play by Scotty Johnson to get the ball back over. Now blocked the net by Michigan, and Iowa has her on their own side. Vanderwide just has to hit it over. Hannah Grant up in the air for Jess Merzick for her kill. It is too far, but tipped to the net, says the official. And Point Michigan, 10-12, one day before my birthday. Not that I want Iowa to score, but.
Yeah, 10-13 would make Iowa make your birthday come on up. But that was a beautiful play by both sides. Hinkle was really fighting it out and not making it easy for the Wolverines to walk away with that one.
Merzick serves, handled by Vanderwide. Ortega tried going up for it, and it was too far over the net, and just tapped over was Jess Robinson, and she gets that point easily. 11-12, Michigan within one again. Jess Merzick serves, handled by Vanderwide, up to Ortega. Now, Courtney Bazzario tries for her own kill. Michigan just kind of bumps it back over, and now Iowa has another chance. Iowa coming up in the net. Vanderwide just kind of taps it, trying to get it on the open side. And Murzik now goes for her own kill. And she gets it right on Hinkle's hands. But Hinkle Hinkle couldn't handle it. Sorry, excuse me.
No choice but to deflect it.
Yep.
Away.
Jess Murzik now serves again. And the ball lands out, says the official. Great play by Iowa to let that ball go.
Iowa ends the 3-0 run for Michigan. More like Michigan ended their own 3-0 run just with that one, but Iowa had the discipline to let it go out.
And here we are. Iowa leads 13-12. Slagle serves. Scotty Johnson now. Paige Jones blocked to the net by Courtney Bizzario. Now May Pertofsky kind of taps that ball over. Ortega up in the air. Little bump there by Courtney Bizzario. And now Hannah Grant sets it up for Paige Jones. Goes for a kill. Right back down on Hannah Grant's face. And beautiful play by Iowa. And Iowa's up by 2, 14-12.
And that gets the Iowa crowd and the half a dozen fans who came from Iowa City electric in the stands. But
they're excited for their team who's hanging with Michigan. 14-12 now, Iowa leads. Slagle serves. And service ace by Slagle. Jess Murzik just misread that a little bit. And the ball landed at her feet. Now Mark Rosen does not like what he sees, and so he calls a timeout lasting 1 minute, 15 seconds.
They're really hammering away at this theme of Halloween.
Yeah,
they're playing all this Halloween music.
Song? Oh, this is the
Thriller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they played some earlier. There's not a ton of Halloween music. There's all this wonderful Christmas music. But honestly, outside of Thriller and Monster Mash, there's no other really, guess there's a couple other, but no, definitely not as many as Christmas has. But Iowa's taking a 3-0 lead late into the set. As a reminder for those just tuning in, Michigan leads 1-0. It was about around here where Michigan really stepped on it. I think it was 11-12, Iowa leading, and Michigan just ran away with it, with the final score being 25-16. So curious to see if that happens this set or if Iowa is able to even things up at 1 apiece. And with that, the end of the timeout takes place, and both teams return to the court as Iowa will be serving to lead this one up. They have a 3-0 scoring run, 15-12 in this second set.
Yeah, and here we go for Iowa trying to build on their lead. Slagle serves, handled by Murzik. Up in the air, Scotty Johnson. May Pertofsky going for a kill, gets it right inside that out of bounds pole. And beautiful play by May Pertofsky to get Michigan back on track, 13-15 now.
Yes, so Michigan's within 2, and Grant is going to go serve.
Hannah Grant serves, handled by Hinkle. Ortega. Up there is Clayton trying to get that kill, but blocked right back down on Iowa, and Iowa couldn't handle it after that. 14-15 now.
1-point game, and this is exactly the momentum Michigan and its fans want to see.
Yeah, and super back and forth again like the first set, but this is where Michigan started to pull away. Hannah Grant serves, Vander Wide handles, Ortega up in the air for Bizzario, and she is blocked right at the net, and Bizzario couldn't get the ball back up. And point Michigan, we are tied up here in Cliff Keene, 15-all in the second set.
I'm curious if Vicki Brown decides to take a timeout soon. It seems like her team's chances at winning the second set might be slipping away.
Yeah, Hannah Grant serves. Vanderwide up for Ortega. Vanderwide back again, and Scotty Johnson handles it over to Hannah Grant. Up in the air for Paige Jones. Off-speed kill. She gets it down. Hinkle tried diving but couldn't get there. And Michigan now has a lead again, 16-15, leading 1-0 here.
These off-speed kills are what Michigan really excels at in their game changers. Michigan takes its first lead in a while.
Hannah Grant serves, Hinkle up in the air for Ortega. Ortega now down over to Courtney Bizzario on the right side, and she dumps that down onto Michigan's end. And we are tied again. You know, if you had that lead change stat, it would be crazy to see how many lead changes in a match there would be.
I'll see if I can find something, but that would be very interesting.
Hinkle serves. Murzik. Scotty Johnson. Maypertovsky going down the middle, excuse me, and tipped there by Iowa, says the officials. The ball landed out, but the officials say it was tipped.
So I did some research, found the lead change stat. There's been 8 ties in the first set and 6 already in the second one. So ties, it's like you have to tie to change leads, I suppose.
Yeah.
But you're totally right. It's just back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, and Michigan now has grabbed the lead again, 17-16. Maypertovsky serving now, giving that ball many bounces. Great serve by Pertovsky. Service ace by Pertovsky. Hinkle hit the ball up, and the ball just kind of wiggled in the air and was falling out of bounds. Ortega came in and ran to it, and Michigan now has grabbed a 2-point lead.
Finally, Iowa takes that timeout. It's 18-16. Michigan is back in command in this second period, second set.
And this is Vicki Brown's 3rd season. Usually you don't see many teams with lower usually you don't see teams with like head coaches that have like such little seasons under their belt.
And we got old-fashioned t-shirt toss. No cannon necessary, as one of Michigan's ushers is throwing a t-shirt to some lucky fans in the crowd, some young fans at this timeout. Not too many, just as a handful. And that last one, he just hands off to one fan with the longest arms. Love to see the spirit from both the fans and Michigan's event team.
Yeah, these event team staffers love coming out to show their support for the Michigan Athletics.
Yeah, and a lot of these event team staff have been covering games longer than many of the athletes have been alive.
Yeah.
You look at some in Chrysler, they've been covering it for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
It says on their name tag. It's like covering Michigan since some of them like have back in the 80s, back when Jawan was a player.
Yeah, and they love doing it.
Absolutely. Why would you do it for so long if you didn't?
Maypertovsky now serves. And it looked like a miss hit right off her hands.
Pertovsky, she's a win it or lose it type of server.
Yeah.
She's already had 2 service misses and then a make to ace it, but then another miss right there. So it's going to be a 1-point Michigan lead now as Iowa goes to serve again.
18-17, Iowa serves. Jenna Split. She serves over to Kendall Murray. Handled by Scotty Johnson. Paige Jones now goes for a kill. Beautiful play by Iowa to get the ball back in play. Vander White now goes for an off-speed kill. And just tapped back over after the block is Amaya Jones. Amaya Jones got the block right back over on the Michigan side. Michigan was not able to handle that.
And it's tied once again. What do you know?
Here we are, late in the second, tied up at 18 points. First one to score 7 wins. Jenna Split serves over to Kendall Murray, and now Scotty Johnson up is Jackie Bonney. Blocked out of bounds is Iowa. 19-18, Michigan scores that one.
So Michigan takes the lead back, and you talked about the number of ties and the lead changes. We're already at 7 ties this set.
Paige Jones serves. Hinkle. Split. Blocked in the net is Amaya Jones. Tries it again, and Jackie Bonney blocks her back again. Hannah Grant now ups it up to Jess Murzik. Beautiful kill there right between the players Audrey Black and Marie Hinkle. And Michigan now has opened up a 2-point lead. 5 points to win this set.
Yes, so it's 20-18. Michigan looking to take a 2-0 set lead.
Paige Jones serves, handled by Iowa. And kill attempt there is Audrey Black, but she gets blocked in the net by Michigan. Michigan's able to handle it. Jess Merzick off speed, and Iowa's able to handle it as well. And Vanderwide just kind of taps it over. Paige Jones now goes for a kill, handled by Iowa. And now Audrey Black going for another kill, and it's blocked up there by Michigan. And Kendall Murray tries getting the ball back into play, and it hits the official there standing on his podium. And that's considered out of bounds, I would guess.
Yes,
and
the official is in fact out of bounds. So it's going to be 20-19.
Yep. And Vanderwide serves, handled by Kendall Murray. Scotty Johnson up to Merzick, and Merzick is blocked there. Iowa has a chance, and it looks like Amaya Jones slipped as she's going for a kill, and so Michigan has their own chance. And now Jess Merzick makes good use of it, and she gets that kill down. Timeout there by Vicky Brown.
Michigan is just 4 points away from winning the set, so it would be now or never if a timeout is taken. But it's going to be another minute break as Iowa is looking to maybe salvage this set, tie it up, and potentially follow their win yesterday with a second win.
Tricky.
Michigan, you got to recognize the amount of difficulty in this Big Ten Conference. There's so many great volleyball teams that even Michigan in the Big Ten, yeah, exactly. Michigan has a losing record in the Big Ten, and they still are very likely, not very likely, but it's still very possible for them to make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and Michigan loves making that postseason tournament because they can make some waves if they do get the ball. I mean, if they do get a chance against a team.
If they get hot, you saw them yesterday. They kept it really close against Ohio State, but just kind of was demoralized almost after that first set. It's tough when you fight so hard and hang in so close, but just fall short at the end. It's tough to go back out there and keep that momentum going.
Yeah, I totally can see why, too, because you play that first set 33-31, and I mean, that's basically a whole another half set.
Yeah, exactly.
Brooke Humphrey serves. Iowa kill there by Audrey Black, on that right side. She gets the ball down 21-20. Very close second set. This is turning out to be.
Yes, it is much closer than the first one. For those just tuning in, it was 25-16.
Amaya Jones serves. Service ace by Amaya Jones. Kendall Murray kind of misread that, and she didn't step in to try to hit that ball, and we're all knotted up at 21. Amaya Jones serves and hits the bottom tape. Poor serve there by Amaya Jones. And in comes the libero again for Iowa.
And with
Marie Hinkle.
Michigan takes the lead, too, for the first time.
Yeah.
Not for the first time in a while.
And here we go, 22-21. Scotty Johnson now serving from the right side. Johnson serves, handled by Schmidt. And now Schmidt goes for a kill after a set and is blocked right back down on her by a combo of Jess Robinson and May Pertovsky. Beautiful block there. 23-21.
Yeah, 2 points away from winning the set.
Scotty Johnson getting ready to serve. Handled by Vanderwide. Up for Ortega. Ortega over to Courtney Bizzario. And the ball lands out of bounds. 24-21.
This is it. The crowd gets to their feet as Michigan looks to go up 2-0 in the sets, which would be very helpful in their attempt to win this match.
Yep. And here comes Scotty Johnson. Serves. Misplay there by Adina Schmidt. Right off her hands and out of bounds. And Michigan wins the second set 25-21.
And with that, they play the fight song as both teams head to the locker room after that very second set. Gonna be a bit longer intermission here as Michigan looks to maybe sweep Iowa, and that final score would be 25-21 in the second set. So we are going to take a brief break during this intermission, but we'll be back in a couple minutes to discuss and recap the first two sets and look forward to the next one. Hello, welcome back to Cliff Keen Arena. Adam Bressler joined by Nabeel Baig as we cover Michigan Wolverines versus Iowa Hawkeyes volleyball. So far, if you're a Michigan fan, you gotta be pretty happy with the results. Michigan leads 2-0 as the t-shirt toss crowd comes on out. All the young fans here for the Halloween event are on their feet. And I don't know if we're above a concession stand or something, but it smells awfully like popcorns and hot dogs and making me quite hungry up here in the broadcast booth. But the fans are loud. A lot of young fans. I see some dressed as Harry Potter, some dressed as a jack-o'-lantern.
That's a fun one.
You see this one little kid is crying because he did not get a t-shirt. Yes.
Aw, poor kid.
And now he is quite angry. To be fair, though, these t-shirts are quite large. I don't think it would even fit him, to be honest. I see some kids his size wearing it. They're almost tripping on it. It's like a dress.
Well, it's a great time for that kid to learn that you don't get everything in life.
Yes, if he's a Michigan fan, he has to learn that pretty soon.
He has to learn that now.
Now, yes, the sooner the better.
Yeah. Speaking of concession stand food, what's your favorite one?
I'm a sucker for popcorn. I think we're covering a basketball game together. You'll see. Whenever
Big bag of
I
popcorn.
usually broadcast the first half for Michigan basketball, and then the second half I get a big tub of popcorn and I share it with the whole press box. Some guys I don't even know just stick their hand in there eating it. But as with that story, Michigan begins the third set and quickly takes the lead. Wastes no time. Iowa serves it, and Michigan instantly spikes it and takes a 1-0 lead from Pertovsky.
Yeah, great play there by Pertovsky. Easily able to handle that kill.
Yeah, so we're going to have Murzik take the first serve of this third set for the Wolverines. Light one to the back row. Vanderwide can't really get to it, but hits it over to Michigan as Murzik spikes it and kills it. We got a diving Hinkle, just unable to scoop it up and pass it to a teammate. And with that, it's a 2-0 lead for the Wolverines. We got Murzik going to serve once again.
They came out of that half ready to play.
Absolutely. Once again to Vanderwide. Set and a tap. Hannah Grant dives under it. Set and a spike by Pertovsky. Back up in the air. And that one is beautiful. But Iowa hangs on to it. Set and spike by Paige Jones and finally wins it. What we saw there was Scotty Johnson fakes a set and hit it over. And it almost caught Iowa sleeping, but they were able to get under it and recover it. But to no avail as Michigan wins that point regardless. It's 3-0. And we got Murzik going to serve once again. This time to the back row. We got a tip and Hannah Grant gets under it. Johnson sets it. Smacked by Paige Jones on the ground. Hinkle gets it. Iowa sets it up in the air to Grant. Now Paige Jones spikes it and that one goes off the hands of the front row at Iowa and out of bounds. Michigan has a 4-0 lead to start this third set. And this is exactly what they want to see if they want to send the Hawkeyes packing back to Iowa City.
Would you look at that? 4 straight points. 4-point lead here to start the third.
Murzik serves it once again, and this one goes out. So the first point is of Michigan's own doing. And with that, we have 4-1 lead, and Iowa's going to serve for the second time. They began by serving the set as well. Number 15 for the Hawkeyes, Slagle. Michigan sets it, and wow, powerful serve by Michigan, but unable to land it. Grant sets it, and that one goes out of bounds. Smacked by Pertovsky. Just
looked like she was aiming for one of the assistant coaches there.
Honestly, quite possibly might have, but it's a 4-2.
Hopefully not.
4-2 lead. Michigan is still up, but Iowa goes to serve. Up in the air, a light one, and Michigan, that was a mistake. Murzik tried to set it up to the front row. Too much umph on it, and I was able to just smack it on down. It's now a 3-0 run for the Hawkeyes, and they're back in this one. Got another serve. This one up to Murzik, and Paige Jones tries to kill it. Hannah Grant up to Paige Jones again. Diving, Iowa gets under it, and Murzik saves it, and it's just tapped over by Paige Jones. A set, we got a kill, and it tips off Michigan, and it's going to be Iowa's point.
Yeah, wonderful play there by Iowa, and now they're right back in this game, 4-4.
Yeah, it was an early lead, so still plenty of time, and we see Iowa with their own streak is able to tie it on up.
It's crazy out here.
To get another serve. Set up, and a light tap by Pertovsky, and I was able to quickly recover it, however. Set by Johnson. Murzik goes for the kill, tips off the front line, out of bounds, and Michigan finally stems the run of Iowa, the 4-0 run. And now Hannah Grant is going to go and serve the libero. This one goes to Iowa's libero, and Michigan is right there to block it. Pertovsky just slams it on down. 6-4 as Michigan wins 2 points in a row.
Well, Michigan now trying to pull ahead again. Third set here, they want to make this quick.
Hannah Grant serves again, and another block by the Wolverines. Wow. You got Bonnie and Pertovsky just getting up there, showing and using their height. And that'll do it. It'll be, is that 7-4 now, I believe?
Yeah.
The scoreboard took a minute to update, but now it is. Another serve by Grant. Set, and Iowa gets to it.
Oh, what a
Scotty
play.
Johnson hits it in the air. Grant sets it to Merzick. To the back row, hits the roof, but it's still in play as a reminder. And Iowa plays it like it's nothing. Up, and Michigan spikes it, and that'll do it. Michigan wins the point. Iowa tried to get to it, but just imperfect set by Ortega. And despite the best efforts of Hinkle, just unable to recover.
And would you look at that? People are scoring in fours. 4-4, 4-0, 4-4, 8-4 now. Michigan leads.
Yes, and now we got a light serve to the front row. And Iowa smacks that down and finally stops it. So if this pattern continues, Iowa's going to win the next 3 points. But it is 8-5 as Iowa goes to serve once again from the line. Hinkle, the libero.
We'll look to see what happens with this serve and whether Iowa can get back in this game.
Absolutely. Merzick recovers it, passes to the front row. Kill attempt by Pertovsky, unable to land it. Iowa gets it back. And now we got an attempt, Paige Jones, and a slight tap by Pertovsky. This set, she's been really on fire. Pertovsky already has 7 kills this game. And it's going to be 9-5. And Pertovsky goes to the service line. She has 1 service ace, but 3 service errors, all 3 hitting the net. So it's either a win or lose for her. She goes, spikes it, and that hits the net once again. So Pertovsky certainly has a pattern when serving. We got substitution for Michigan. We got Kendall Murray coming in. As Iowa, Jenna Split goes to serve. This one to the back row. Murray tips it up. And a spike there by Bonnie. And that's going to be a point for the Wolverines. They take a 10-6 lead. They're quickly on the verge of running away with this one in the 3rd set.
And here we are at 10-6, and it kind of feels like a very pivotal point for Iowa. They've got to get a point here.
Absolutely, and the serve is in, and Iowa returns it, but we got Paige Jones with the kill. Successful to the back row of Iowa to Slagle, pardon me. And that's going to be 11-6, and Paige Jones goes to serve once again. Paige Jones sets it. Very high throw as always. This one goes too far. That's the trouble if you throw it too high and hit it so hard.
Usually they hit the net, so hitting it too far might be a better outcome.
I don't know, possibly, because it gives them a chance, the opponent, to make a mistake. Got a light serve over from Iowa, and Michigan fakes a set, and you got Scotty Johnson winning it. Faking the set, but really hitting it over with the snake eyes. Michigan leads 12-7 in this 3rd set.
God, snake eyes reminds me of gambling.
It kind of does. And it is a gamble when you do that, because you don't know if it'll land or not.
True. Hey, there you go.
But
wow,
so far today, it has worked out. Brooke Humphreys, a serving specialist, in to serve for the Wolverines. Iowa hits it quickly, blocked by the Wolverines. This one is tapped, and Michigan blocks it once again. You got Merzick and Robinson both building a wall, and now as Michigan takes a 13-7 lead. Iowa calls a timeout. Head coach Vicki Brown trying to change things up in this third and potentially final set.
Great job by Michigan to come out this third set swinging, unlike the first two sets where it was super close up to this point.
Yeah.
Usually it's been super close, and so Michigan is kind of trying to stay ahead of this entire set, and so far they've done incredibly well in that effect. Vicki Brown's trying to help her team calm down and help make them feel that they can still win this set and maybe more if they kind of slow down and hopefully just get in this.
I believe so, and with that, it's going to conclude this timeout. The teams, Michigan just keeping the same momentum, coming back on the court. I believe it'll be the same six. They have Paige Jones, they got Kendall Murray, they have Jess Merzick, Jess Robinson, Scotty Johnson, and then, of course, Brooke Humphreys, the serving specialist, is going to come in to serve, continuing where she left off from the previous point. So Brooke Humphrey dribbling it a couple of times. Light serve, back row to Iowa, set up. And that one smacked, and Brooke right to Humphrey, and she could not pass it to a teammate in time, and Iowa's going to take that point. It's 13-8. With that, we got Amaya Jones going to serve. This one's hard hit to the back row. Michigan, spiked by Paige Jones. I was able to land it.
Nice play.
And beautiful play by the Hawkeyes. We got Clayton using some snake eyes of her own, I suppose. And on the second hit, tips it over to some open real estate on Michigan's side of the net. Jones serves again for the Hawkeyes. Up in the air. We got a spike, and I believe they're going to say it was tipped off Iowa, yes. So beautiful play right there. And there's going to be a substitution as Murray comes on off and Pertovsky comes back in. Scotty Johnson goes to serve. Hard hit to the back corner, up high. And we got a miscommunication. Wow. As the team is, Iowa's back on their feet now, but Mari Hinkle went to hit it up, and her teammate did not see that she was about to hit it and ran right into her, and neither of them got the ball, and Michigan takes that point, 15-9. Got Johnson going to serve. This one's high in the air, set, and smacked on down. Michigan couldn't do anything about that.
Yeah, what a beautiful spike there. I mean, they're trying to keep it close. Iowa's trying to keep it close, 15-10.
It's a 5-point game, you're right. As Iowa goes to the line to serve. Michigan recovered, spiked down by Robinson. Iowa gets on under it. And now a kill from their own, and it's a 4-point game.
At 6'5", Courtney Bazzario is the tallest player on this Iowa Hawkeye squad.
And the tallest among all the teams.
Yeah.
Among either team, Michigan's tallest player isn't even that tall. Spike down by Merzick, and that's going to be a 16-11 lead. Let me see, Michigan's tallest player, it's Bonnie, and she's only 6'4", so has an inch on Michigan's tallest player as Merzick goes to serve. Michigan leading 16-11. We got a light one to the back row. Iowa just gets under it and taps it. Set, and a smack by Merzick to the back row. Iowa hits it in the air. And kill attempt, but Michigan gets under it easily. Up to Paige Jones, kill attempt, and blocked by the front line at Iowa. And between Bazzario and Clayton, able to hit it down, and it's only a 4-point game now.
Yeah, what a block by the duo of those two Iowa Hawkeyes.
We got a Slagle going to the back row.
Slagle from Cedar Rapids.
Yes. Back to Grant, set, and a smack by Pertovsky, and that'll be a quick kill for the Wolverines.
Yeah.
They make it look like a science, just bop, set, and kill. Michigan leads 17-12 as they are quickly within shooting range of this third set victory, and it would be the game victory too.
Yep.
And just as I say that, Hannah Grant goes for a serve, and it sails an inch or two too wide, and it'll be Iowa's point, 17-13. And we got...
and Mark Rosen's thinking of challenging that call.
He was pretty far away, but he uses a challenge on a tip, I guess is what he's saying.
A challenge on a tip.
I didn't see that, but I
Yeah.
guess he was still kind of far away, but maybe he sees something that we did not.
Well, this gives us a chance to go through hometown heroes.
Yes, please.
There aren't many crazy ones here for Iowa. There is Waterloo, Iowa, which does sound kind of fun. There's White Bear Lake from Kendra Hansen's from White Bear Lake. There's Keisha Brown from Waterloo, Iowa. There's Blythe Reentz from Eagan, Minnesota. There's Maddie Slagle from Cedar Rapids. She's probably chilling in Cedar Rapids. There's Grace Tubbs from Clinton, Iowa. So Clinton and Cedar Rapids, just wonderful. There's there's Adina Schmidt from Berlin, Germany. She went to Schul und Leistungsvorzentrum Berlin High School,
And
the
who
same
else
high
went to
school
there? Yeah.
as Jenny Liu.
I wonder
Michigan's
if they
very
knew
own.
each other. What grade? Does it say what year she's in?
Adina Schmidt is a junior. Jenny Liu is a junior. They must have known
They
each
must
other.
have known each other.
They
I
must
wonder
have.
if they were, I'm sure, as the two probably best volleyball players in their high school, they must have known each other. But that is very interesting to see a lot of German athletes come play in NCAA. And with that, they're saying the call is going to stand. So I guess they did not see a tip. I wonder if Mark Rosen just used that as a kind of proto timeout too.
To try to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, so it's going to be 17-13. Hinkle serves for the Hawkeyes. Set, smack right there by Bonnie. Michigan gets the point, 18-13. As we have Pertovsky going to the line to serve.
Pertovsky now with her go for it serve.
High serve and way too far. You see Pertovsky, it's either too far or hits the net. She has a couple of aces though too, so when she lands it, it is money.
It looked like it was quite far actually, like almost 5 feet far.
Almost beyond the blue marking on the court. With that, we're going to see Iowa go to serve, trailing 14-18 in this third set. To the back row, and Michigan, wow, they thought it would go out of bounds, just barely grazed the line, and that'll be enough to get Iowa the points and back within 3. So Michigan had many opportunities to maybe run away with this, but Iowa's staying in it. Serve again. Michigan hits it this time. Murray to Paige Jones.
Oh, what a play.
Getting under it is Iowa's libero. Hits the net. Michigan blocks it. And that'll be their point. 19-15. So we got Paige Jones to serve. In the very first set, Michigan had a run with Paige Jones serving. And before any of it could even happen, Iowa calls a timeout. Vicki Brown maybe trying to prevent what happened in that first set with Paige Jones at the line. Michigan had I believe, an 8-0 run till Iowa was able to stop. And right now it's 19-15, so an 8-0 run would be enough to send Iowa back to the buses.
Yeah. That'd be kind of sad.
Let's see if we got Michigan's upcoming opponents. This is the final game in October. Leading off is a road game at Penn State on November 5th. Then in College Park on the 7th against Maryland. Then back home for 2 games, we got Penn State and Rutgers.
Yeah, you'll hear me, I think, on those calls.
I believe so. And then away at Purdue, at Michigan State, back home against Illinois and Northwestern. And then finally, beginning in December, we got the NCAA tournament. Depending on Michigan's opponent and whether Michigan qualifies, WCBN will be trying to cover that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then do we have the Iowa? Let me see. Do you have the Iowa upcoming roster, upcoming schedule? So following that, they go back home and they play Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Maryland. So a big home series coming for Iowa after this one. As we return to the game, Paige Jones goes to serve, and this one hits the net. So I guess the timeout kind of iced her. You see that with like kickers almost. And it's going to be 19-16. Iowa staying in this one.
Could you imagine getting iced out by a timeout?
Yeah, it happens to kickers. You got tip over. Iowa gets under it, bopped up, set, and Bonnie goes for the kill. Iowa just barely saving it. High in the air, set, spiked by Merzick, and that'll be a kill and a point for the Wolverines. 20-16, wow. And it's going to be 20-16. We got Humphreys, the serving specialist, going to serve.
SS from Humphrey. 5 points away.
Yes. The serve is to the back row to Hinkle. Set, spike, goes out of bounds, tipped off Michigan, and that'll be Iowa's point. So Humphrey checks back out. We got Bonnie coming back in. 20-17. Iowa's still within sight line of Michigan, not letting them run away with this third and potentially final set. Michigan gets under it. We got a spike and
Great
a kill
play
from Merzick. 21-17.
Yeah, great play down the line.
Yeah,
Just Merzick.
all this afternoon, all this evening rather, Merzick's been hitting across the court. So Iowa almost subconsciously adjusted to that and left down the line open. That's what you could do when you're so dominant like Merzick is. Scotty Johnson going to serve, Michigan leading 21-17. On the air to the back row for the Hawkeyes. Got a set and a spike.
Oh, what a play.
High play, set up by Grant. Merzick with a light one, immediately blocked by the Hawkeyes. Now Merzick hits it a bit harder, gets to the back row. Iowa tips it over, Grant gets under it. Spike right there, and Petrovsky's gonna get it. That's a kill, 22-17, tips off Iowa. Michigan 3 points away from winning this. And the ref goes out to clean something up on the court at the urging of Michigan's very own Paige Jones. Got Johnson to serve once again. Iowa tips it. Kill attempt, tips off the net but goes over. Michigan sets it, and Jess Robinson kills it. 23-17.
And Michigan's 2 points away. Bressler looks like he's about ready.
This would be quite the meltdown, but Michigan fans have seen enough meltdowns
for
today.
sure, yeah.
We got a serve. Once again, hits off the net. Getting under it is Iowa. Kill, goes too far, out of bounds. Point for Michigan. 24-17. This could potentially be the game set and match point. Once again, we got Scotty Johnson. She's been on a run, 4-0 from the line. Goes to serve it to the back corner. Iowa gets under it, set, kill. Scotty Johnson hits it, and it goes out of bounds, and Iowa salvages that point. Still down 18-24, so they have to win the next 7 points without surrendering any for Michigan. I guess if they win 6, that'll be enough for a tiebreaker. Serve right there to the back row for the Wolverines. Spike by Robinson. Iowa gets under it, set under it, smash. Michigan can't recover it. And Iowa's potentially coming on back.
2 straight points for Iowa.
Yes, they are making a run at it now, but still down by 5. They'll need to win the next 5 points unanswered. Got the serve, goes on over. Michigan's Hannah Grant gets under it. Smashed by Merzik, up high in the air. Iowa barely able to save the point in the game and get under it.
Iowa won't go away.
Grant smashes. Robinson goes for the kill. Iowa gets under it again. Another kill attempt. This is high in the air. Iowa gets it. Grant under it. Grant again.
What a play by Grant.
Robinson up in the air. Pertovsky with the tap. Iowa sees it coming, gets under it. Light tap. Up in the air. And a player is down. Ooh. We got Pertovsky down on the hardwood.
Oh, no.
Leaving it all on the court. Got the 2 coaches for the Wolverines over. And now Michigan calls the team off the court as she gets back on her feet. I would imagine a substitution is in order, and that will be Iowa's points because Michigan did go down. So Michigan was so close to winning it right there, but a substitution will send, an injury rather, is going to send Pertovsky to the bench. And
it looks like an ankle injury for Pertovsky as she goes into the locker room. We'll look to see what the exact injury is, if we can get an update. But
and now for Iowa, they are down by 4. They get that last point off of the injury, but still on the verge of losing this set and losing the game. To the back row, under it. We have a spike by Merzik. Iowa gets under it. Over to the other side, block, goes out of bounds, and it'll be Iowa's point. Iowa maybe has a comeback coming brewing.
Timeout, Mark Rosen. He is
worried. They were up 24-18, and Iowa's on a 4-0 scoring run.
Man, here we are there. Michigan kind of melting down.
So
Bressler melting down.
Jeez. As a reminder for the fans and the listeners, if it is tied 24-24, the set will go into a win by 2 tiebreaker. But otherwise, it's just first to 25.
Yep.
So if Michigan wins any of the next 3 points, that'll be enough to send them home. But if they do not, it'll go into a tiebreaker. So Iowa, they've won the last 4 points, and getting to 25 first won't be enough. They'll have to get to 26. So in order to end it, they're going to need to win the next 5 points.
Yeah.
And that'll be 9 straight for Iowa if they end up realizing this big comeback.
Yeah.
So following the timeout, the players return to the court.
And Lizzie Sadalek is in for the Wolverines. Does not play often for the Wolverines, but due to Pertovsky's injury, Lizzie Sadalek is in for Michigan.
Yes. Michigan with an odd formation, 4 in the back, 2 in the front, like an L. Set up, and it's Michigan's points. They're saying the Hawkeyes reached over, and that'll be it. I wonder if Iowa's going to look to challenge. They lose nothing if they challenge. Yeah. It's either you lose and you still lose, or you win and maybe fight to live another day. A bit of some communication, but and they call it a. Iowa's claiming it was a tip rather. So then, if it were tipped, it would be It would be Iowa's chance to hit it.
It looked to be really legal, honestly. What I believe that was Clayton. Yeah, Hannah Clayton. What Hannah Clayton did right at the net, it looked to be completely legal. Her and Scotty Johnson both went up at the net, and she did not touch the net at all. And I'm not sure how else the referee could have.
You see a lot of young fans getting excited at the potential of the game ending. Because you know what that means. It means trick-or-treat time on the court. You already see them lining up with their bags, looking for some candy.
Yeah, they're hype.
What's the coolest costume you see? I see, is that an Olaf costume?
Olaf.
I don't know if that's Olaf or an Angry Bird. But
It looks like.
and let's see, their guess that's going to be Michigan's points. So
Oh.
that'll be it. 25-21 in the third set. Michigan wins 3-0, 16-25, 21-25, and then 21-25 again. And that'll do it here from Ann Arbor. Thank you for joining myself and Nabeel. Hopefully this outcome maybe washes away the disappointment from earlier.
I highly doubt that.
And with that, have a good night and go blue.